Welcome, 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 Mars and Sas, to today's training. Thank you so much for joining. Um, Now we have some other people who have joined us. Thank you so much for that. So this webinar is Digital Confidence for Seniors. We started last week with our first session. Last week we were considering using AI without fear. How can we use AI without fear? There's so much dreaded AI. Understanding what AI is and what AI is not, while understanding and participating in using AI will reduce fear, common concerns about AI, and some popular myths about AI. We also looked at some AI that we are already using, knowingly or unknowingly. Today, we're going to look at something very interesting, introductory, practical. And the topic today is using computers, smartphones, and tablets with confidence. When we are talking about digital confidence, the gadgets we use are very important, and they are a very important step or tool in building confidence digitally. So that is why today we are talking about how to use our computers, smartphones, and tablets with confidence. Every day, most of us, we use our smartphones every day. Sometimes we use computers, and sometimes we use tablets. Sometimes we use all of them together, but most times we use our smartphones every day for some tasks, like navigating some features, like surfing the internet, like looking for some basic settings, like solving simple problems, communicating with families and friends. So that is why it's important we understand how these gadgets are and what they can do for us. It's important, like I said, to know what computers are, smartphones, and tablets. And it's better we don't assume that we understand. So that is why I'm taking this introductory slide on understanding your computer, smartphones, and tablets. What are computers? Computers are those gadgets that help us to perform our technological task. They could either be in desktop or laptop format. Computers are either desktop or laptop. And as you can see in the image here, we have the one that has a stand in the middle is the desktop because it stays on the desk. The word is from the desktop. We have the other one that is laptop, desktop computer, laptop computer. Laptop computer is the one that has the keypad on it and sits comfortably on the lap on our laps or sits on a flat surface. We use computers usually using keyboards and mouse or touchpads. Keyboards, mouse, or touchpads. Keyboards are that board that has various keys, alphabets, symbols, signs, numbers, and other features in a form of key that you have to press. We also use mouse, which looks like a mouse. We have mouse that looks like a mouse, that animal, which is what we have in the middle here, that has the left and the right part and something in the middle. We use computer generally for administrative works. When we want to type documents, research, or we want to do many things at the same time and we need a bigger screen, different from our smartphone. What about smartphone? Smartphone is the popular phone we have that is smart, not the text and call alone phones, not the popular one that is not internet enabled, that is not smart. So we call it smartphone because it is our phone, but it performs some task different from the traditional phones. Smartphones are portable. Smartphones are portable. You can carry them anywhere, in your pocket, in your purse, on your hand, because it is small, carryable. Smartphone does not use keyboard but keyboard is embedded in it. It uses touch screen. Touch screen means you can touch the screen and do one or two things. We use smartphones to make calls. And we thank God for smartphones. People that are far away now, they are closer to us because we can access them anytime, any day. We use smartphones for messaging, internet browsing, using social media, and other applications. We also use smartphones to take photos, record videos, and make video calls. Tablets. Tablets looks like in between computers and smartphones because they are larger than phones, but smaller than laptops. They can be carried around as well, but not as portable or durable as the smartphones. We operate tablets just like how we operate smartphones by using touch screen. We just touch the screen and it works for us. It's great for reading, especially if we don't want the 6 inches, 9 inches. We don't want small screen. We want a bigger screen for our eyes to watch videos, online learning, and presentation. One thing is that these 3 gadgets, they have functions they are performing, and they are very, very similar from what I've explained. They help us to connect to the internet 24/7. They run applications and software whenever we need to use them. We use them to store files and photos, documents, and anything that we have on our space. We also can use the 3 to access email and online services. We also use them to send and receive messages. These are very, very similar. Know your device. It is important you know what you are using. It is important to know what you have in your hand. This is going to help you to go far in the usage or practice or learning what those features or those tools are in your device. Whether you are using a computer, a smartphone, a tablet, you will see something that we call the home screen or the desktop. Every device has this, the home screen or the desktop. It's important we are familiar with some of these features so that in the course of this class, if our facilitator or our facilitators are saying, let's press this, let's press that, we will have this knowledge of what these features are and what they can do. So the first one, like I said, is the home screen or desktop. This is the main screen you will see whenever you switch on your computer, generally computer, smartphones, tablets. This is where, or whether you wake up your gadgets, this is where you will get first. This is the landing page on your gadget, home screen or desktop, that's what we call it. We have some things we also call apps or programs. Apps is short form of applications, programs, software. They are designed by some people, some experts to serve us to achieve some purposes. For example, WhatsApp is an application, it's a software that was developed. It's a program that if you don't have that application, you cannot be on that platform. Another one is Facebook. Another one is Gmail. Even though we have some web-based applications, we have some phone-based applications. They are all applications designed by people to serve different tasks or purposes. The next one is icon. As you can see in this image that we have here, just like on every of our phones, this is just a replica. The first image I have, the first 2 images I have here, they are phones that shows these features, and the other one is on the computer or laptop or tablet. So this is what we have. Talk about icons. Icons are those small pictures that represent that application, something. Maybe that file, that folder, where you see the logo of F, where you see the envelope of email or Gmail, where you will see the internet and other things like that. So those are what we call icons. That is what guides us to know which application am I actually opening or am I interested in tapping to work and answer me. The next one is notifications. Notifications are just alerts or messages. They are information to let us know if we have something new happening in our gadgets. So let us know if you have something new happening in our gadget. For example, when this class was about starting, or even before this session started, there are several alerts that there's several messages that get in to our emails. If notification is set up on our computers, you will see that alert. You will see that red thing. If you can see this image, you will see under things, there's the red circle that has 2. There is another group of folder that has red that has 3. You will see notification in any form, anyway, on your computer. Something will notify you, or it comes up as a pop-up message, a message that will just come. And many of us will just either swipe it or close it, or just open it directly. So notifications and messages, they are not meant to disturb us, distract us, but they're just to give us information as to what is happening, what message is entering, or what alert is there for us. The next one is settings. You will see how we use settings on our gadget a lot because it helps us to change how your device or how our devices work. If there is a setting on your device and you don't prefer it, or you prefer something else, it can be volume, it can be wallpaper, themes, anything. Setting is there for us to change how the devices work. The next one is search. We can always search. Once you open your computer, you just scroll up, scroll down, anything, touch anywhere to bring the search bar where you can type in anything and everything. Even in the search bars now, you can even do a voicing. You will see the microphone there. Just click on it. Instead of typing, if you're really not the typing person, you can do the voice. Just click on that microphone and say, I want to find out if today is a holiday in Canada or in US or anywhere. And then to turn it into text and search for you. It helps us to quickly find information or a file or anything. It is important we know our devices, which will help us a lot. Another thing that is also important is to know the path of our device. Some of us, we are very conversant with this information, but some of us, we do not really know how our devices are. I mean, the parts, the features, what we can use each to do, where each one of this, where each part is placed and the likes. So before we learn to use these devices confidently, let us see, we talked about the screen the other time. The screen is where you see every information, every icon, every application, picture tools, anything that is on your device. The next one we have is the power button. Power button, sometimes on some phones, it is by the right side. For some Androids, it's by the right side. I think the last by the side, right side. While on some other phones, I think iPhone and some other phones, as we could also see in this image, the power button for some is on the left. So let's get familiar with where we can off and on or wake up our devices when they are sleeping from the power button. So if your device is not looking like what we have in this image, this is just for illustration purposes. You will see where those keys are as you check what device you have and where you can off and on this gadget or these devices. So power button, you can turn your devices on, off, and then wake it up when it's sleeping for some moments. The next one is the volume button. Volume is very important. And as seniors, sometimes we are watching or listening to some voice notes, videos, some skits, some this and that. And sometimes the volume is not palatable to us because it's either low or high, and we want to reduce it. It's not something very far or very difficult. On Android, I know that we have those two buttons go together with each other. And even on iPhone, the up is always the higher. The low, the one beside, they're just twins. The one below it is always the lower. So you can always increase and reduce using the volume button on your phone. We have keyboard or touchpad or mouse or what it is, or touch screen. We have keyboard or touch screen depending on the gadget you are using. If you are using a computer, if you are using a smartphone, if you are using an iPad, or let me say tablet of any sort, whatever it is, you either use keyboard or keyboard that is embedded as a physical keyboard or keyboard that is embedded in your gadget that you would touch to type as we do. So we also have mouse or touchpad. I was talking about mouse the other time. Looks like a mice or mouse, and then we see how we can do left, right. It even has tail, but now some mouse don't even have tail. They are Bluetooth, and the likes. But it helps us to point, to click, and move around, for if it is computer you are using. But if it is phone or smartphones or tablets, we use our hand. The touchpad is you can touch the screen. So you can zoom in and out and do other things with our touchpad. Camera is another thing. Camera, it allows us to take pictures, videos, recordings, join video calls. Just like even this class, if your phone doesn't have a camera, it will not even allow us to say camera not enabled and other stuff like that. So it allows us to join video calls like this as well. Speakers help us to hear what we are listening to or watching. Speakers help us to hear what we are listening to or watching. When we are making calls, most of the time, some of us, we don't want people around us to hear. So if our phone is on speaker, we will press that speaker icon and it will reduce the volume. People will not hear, as in it's not loud. But if you are with your family members or friend and you want everybody to contribute in that conversation, maybe it's a phone call, you just click on that speaker and everybody say the phone is on speaker, everybody is here watching you. So it helps us to hear. Charging port is where we connect our phone to the charger. That is a powerhouse, the power supply. That is what keeps our gadgets working. We need our charging port to be working so that we will not have issues when we want to give our devices power to continue to work. USB port is for computers, and we use it to connect some accessories to our computer. We also have some phones that support earpiece with its cable, it has a port, while some it is just Bluetooth that goes with it. We'll talk about that as we go in the course of this class. Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, mobile data, and everything. So it's important we know the parts of our devices. Yes, let's go on to the next one, settings. Many magics or miracles happen in the settings of our devices. Some we just use our gadget as it comes. Follow come, I don't want to change anything. I don't know how to change the settings. I don't know how to get there. And that is why this class or these sessions are important for us not to miss any part. It helps us to identify one or two things and practice. We still have practical sessions in the course of this class. Practical sessions that you will do one thing and I will tell you what next to do. And the next. So settings, is important to understand some basic settings on our devices. Wi-Fi is a very common one. And we have Bluetooth, we have mobile data, volume. I'm just talking about volumes every time because in the settings, it is still there again. The battery, it is important. So Wi-Fi helps us to connect our devices to the environmental internet network. Let me explain that. Wi-Fi helps us to connect our gadgets, our devices, our smartphones, our touch, our computers, our tablets to environmental network that is available. We have to be very careful to be sure that it is the right network that we are connecting to on Wi-Fi. We'll go there when we have to check our Wi-Fi in the practical sessions, and you will see how to identify which one is your own network and or not. Most networks or some networks are passworded, the Wi-Fi, while some are not passworded. Some are safe, while some are not safe. But Wi-Fi itself, when you hear the word Wi-Fi, I think some people call it Wi-Fi. So when you hear Wi-Fi, it connects you to the network in the environment. The next one is mobile data. This mobile data connects your device to your personal internet, whatever network you are using, paying for, servicing, it connects you to your personal data. We have Bluetooth that allows your device also to connect wirelessly, but not using internet. It's not as if it is internet you want to use, but just to accessories, to to connect wirelessly without using any wired network, Bluetooth. I remember so many years ago when we were using infrared. You have to bring two phones together on infrared before you can transfer or do anything. But now Bluetooth helps us a lot. Without any wire or any bringing the gadgets together, you can connect with another phone, another headset, and other accessories like that. Volumes, I said it the other time, but we just keep talking about it. That it helps us to control how loud our devices when you are making calls. Some people on the road, you will hear them making calls, hello, and you'll be hearing whatever they are saying on the other side. It's too loud. They don't know how to reduce the volume. And so when you know how to control the volume up and down, someone say, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Can you just increase the volume? Oh, can you just reduce the volume? So volume is important, even in the music, in listening to music, watching videos, in the bus, anywhere. Some people are just, their devices are loud and they don't know how to reduce it. They don't know how to reduce it. So volume is important. It controls how loud our communication is on our gadgets, on our devices. Battery shows how much power we have left. Battery shows how much strength our phone has in time of life. If the battery is zero, the phone dies. We cannot use our device. So we always see that battery settings as well in our gadgets. On the computer, tablets, smartphones, the battery is always there. Some settings show percentage, some settings show hours left, and some is just the bar that it shows. It depends on the setting you give to it. Date and time is also there to ensure that our date is correct, our scheduling is correct. Time is important for reminders. Imagine if my time is 2 hours behind Winnipeg time, for example, and this meeting is for 10 o'clock Winnipeg time. I'm very sure they would have completed this whole training before, my time says it's 10 o'clock, and the like, or after the program is done or before the program is done. I'll be looking at, yeah, people, it's 10, but the timing is different. All my date is still like 2022, and there's a program for 2026, so it's not going to work. So we could always check our date and time to be sure it's correct. When we set appointments and reminders, it will work with date and time. The next one is the display setting. Display settings would help us to control if the size of our text is too small, too large, if we can increase it, reduce it. If there's any, we want to set screen timeout, the color of our, the theme that we are using is too bright, it's too dark, let me reduce it. The appearance generally, it helps us to reduce the appearance or to change the appearance to make our device more suitable for us. We build confidence by practicing. We build confidence by practicing. These gadgets that we are using, those ones that we have on our hand, that we use almost 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 24 hours every day, for example. It is important that we continue to practice to build confidence. If I have my phone or my device with me and I do not participate, I do not touch it, I do not interact with it, I'm not going to get the best out of it. I'll be limited. And we don't want our seniors to be limited in the knowledge of the devices we have. Same thing as a computer. Some people I know we just use computer just to watch maybe videos on YouTube. We can do many things with those devices on our hand. We can use what we have to do many things, to achieve many things. But how do we achieve it if we don't participate? So that is why this whole confidence, digital confidence for seniors is in place. We build confidence by practicing, continuing to practice. Continue to practice. We need to keep in touch with our families and friends. We need to find information, what is happening now all over the world, what is happening now in my neighborhood. We need to, when we go out, to take pictures that gives us memories in the future about ourselves, make video calls, have fun, and the likes. So on that device that you have, you can send a message. You can send an email. I think in the subsequent classes, we're talking about email itself. Email itself. I know some people were like, I don't check my emails, but the information we send from this platform goes through our emails. And so we have to be opening it and be reading, checking if there's any information. Not just checking, we also need to reply at some point or even compose email. So we'll see that in other classes, aside from, moving forward. So we would have that confidence before the end of this training to send a message, to send an email, to take photos, use the cameras, take videos, and share them ourselves without needing somebody else's support to do that for us. Also, browsing the internet, not just Facebook is the internet. The internet is a lot of more beautiful things as well, like the Facebook that we have, a lot more interesting, interactive things. So browsing the internet, we also learn in the course of this training, downloading an application, either on Apple Play Store, either on Google Play Store, either on any Play Store that we have, Android Play Store, to download an app, install the app, and follow all those prompts. We also learn it in the course of this training. So, and using the camera, even those that use cameras, it's not just to take the shot, how the shutter works, the speed timer. We'll talk about it in the course of this class today. But I'm just saying that we can do many things with that device we have, and we don't want us to use it or limit ourselves. We can initialize making that video call to those people. So that person you want to call, and you're waiting for the person to do the video call. Maybe our children, maybe our friends, spouses, do that video call. Take your phone and make that video call. And you will see how practicing helps us to do better. There are problems, or there could be problems in technology, because technology is man-made. It might not always go exactly how we want it to be. There could be technical issues. Troubleshooting would help us a lot. There could be many problems, but we just selected this 5. If your device is just so stubborn and it won't turn on, I've on it, I've tried to on it, I've been trying to, it did not work. Check the battery. Just plug it into a charger. Just plug it in. Plug it in and see. Maybe it's actually dead. Maybe it's actually dead power. Once the gadget is dead, there's no miracle that can happen except to just plug it in and give it some power. Let's check it first. If the battery is not dead. If it comes up, then we'll check other things. So that is the first thing, if your device will turn on. Internet is not working. I've checked. I am trying to, it's just rolling. It's not working. It's not going. Check if the device is connected to the Wi-Fi or to your mobile data, if that is what you are using. Check and be sure it is connected. It says connected. And then I will show us, probably it's in this class, how to turn on and off Wi-Fi. So that even when you're going out, you're going to the airport, you can navigate it yourself without needing turning on and off this Wi-Fi. When your app freezes, I'm opening my banking app, it's just freezing. It's just on the same, it's just looking at me like that. It's not working. Close the application and then try to reopen it. And let's see, maybe a miracle could happen at the end of that freezing. If your device is too slow, you can restart it and let's see how it's going to perform afterwards. If there's no sound and you're sure the audio is there, it's not as if it is from the production or the production crew. If there's no sound, check your volume settings if it is actually on or not. Thank you so much for paying attention today and for being here. These are the demonstrations that we have. These are the guided demonstrations. Some of these activities, we should do it in class today. But I know some of us are using our phones to attend this Zoom meeting. And as a result of that, I don't want to distract us. 2, I don't want some applications to close because of that. But these slides are going to be available to us at the end of the class, just like we did last week. Last week, at the end of the class, we sent you some emails, and in the email, there was a PowerPoint presentation that we made. It was attached to the email. Same thing is going to happen today, so we can practice this. The things we can practice now in class, we can practice it on our own before the next class. So the first one is, how do we find settings, the settings app, and connect our phone to the Wi-Fi? How? So that you don't have to look for people to say, please help me do this Wi-Fi thing. And they say, I'm busy, I'm working. I can't leave my work. Let us look at it. The first thing is that if you want to on or off your Wi-Fi, you look for the settings app. Settings. On our home screen, there is an icon that looks like a steering or a wheel. I don't know if any one of us can see that on our phone. For those who probably are not using their phone for this class, or those who can just check on their phones, and you can unmute yourself and let me know if you can identify the settings on our home screen, probably our phone home screen. Settings icon. Somebody should just say, I got it, I saw it, I know it. Anybody? Settings. It looks like a steering wheel, a steering or a wheel of a tire. Circle like this with something, just round. Is anybody saying something?
I know it.
Thank you. Thank you. Is anybody identifying it now? I didn't know it before, but I'm seeing it. Okay, so we can still do this task. We can perfect this activity on our own after this class because of time. Oh, thank you. Thank you. So when you see that that steering or that wheel image, the icon, you can tap it or click it open. And when you click on it, it will open just this image we have here. And it might not look exactly like this because sometimes our phone features, makers and brands are different. So you're going to see something like flight mode, which is the same thing as airplane mode, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, mobile data, the one you want to turn off, the one you want to turn on, the one that is already on, you will see it there. So we are going on to Wi-Fi. So like I said, if you can't find it right now, you are perfectly fine. Sometimes some of us, we know we need to really be focused to be able to do something. So I understand at the end of the class, we can practice that. Once we find the setting, like I said, once you tap it, pam, pam, or you just click on it, now you will see some information. And one of it is looking for Wi-Fi. When you see the Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi looks like a gear button, like, like a gear button, like a gear. So that's the icon. That's how it looks like. So when you find out that, you can click on it. When you tap on it or click on it, you tap it or click on it, you will see the network you are on, if it is connected. If it is not connected, just click on it to on it. And then it's going to bring networks that are available where you are, in your neighborhood, in your environment. Networks that are available. Some networks are password protected. The owners put password because they don't want their service or their network to get outside. While there are some places, open places that have free networks, Wi-Fi. I know some churches, I know the airport, I know the library, I know some, I don't know, maybe hospitals, open places like that, that have free Wi-Fi and you can use them. Schools, yes, schools, especially an institution that I'm sure of, they have Wi-Fi and some of them are free for guests to use. Look for those ones that you are supposed to use or that you are expected to use and make sure you are connected to those ones. But you can see every other. So you don't just keep clicking on every Wi-Fi name that you see. If you see those ones that are passworded are the ones that have padlock in front of them. You will need a password from the owner to give it to you. And those ones that are free, you check very well to be sure it is safe for us to use. Most of the time in all airports, all those places I mentioned, they are free and they are very safe to use. Once the Wi-Fi is turned on, you see the network, you click on it, it's saying airport gate 5, airports, something airport, then you will know that you are connected, internet starts coming in here and there. So we can practice that at home, please, to identify which network we are connected to. The next one is camera. Camera, most of us never took a picture of ourselves by ourselves, with ourselves alone, by ourselves. Okay, just say, Edward, can you take a picture of me? So we will learn how to take a selfie as well by ourselves, just for fun, memory sake, relieve stress, see how beautiful and handsome we are, and the likes. So here is about adjusting our camera settings. Some of us that are using our phone, I don't know if it is going to be a distraction or possible to turn on our camera. This is just camera. This is just camera. And this is a replica of what I have. Camera is an application. It is there. I've already talked about it. So I just clicked on it. I've not taken a shot. You can see whatever I have at the bottom. It looks similar to what I have in the image here. On our phones, it will also look similar to what we have in this image here. Similar. If there's going to be a little difference, it might just be because of different producers or brands that made it. There are some things here in the camera app. Camera itself has settings. Not just camera. I think almost every app has settings, their own settings embedded in them. So you see it looks like a wheel. Something like previous one we saw also. It looks like a wheel, like that. And I've labeled it here as settings. You will see this one that looks like lighting. It looks like lighting as flash. That is the flash. Some of us at the back of our phones, we need extra light, not just the lens, extra light, because the environment we might be in might be dark for the right picture. So the camera detects it. It's smartphone. Most of us have our phone. It's smart. It will detect it. That is what it's built for. So if you need flash, you can turn it on. There's something we call timer. If you, for example, we are 5 and all of us want to appear in our picture and we have a stand, we have a tripod, or we have something that we can keep our phone on it in front of us to capture all of us without anybody not being there. You can set and time some seconds, 3 seconds. I know within 3 seconds, I can quickly run from where I'm putting the camera to where I'm going to stay for the picture, and then it takes all of us. Fine, or 10 seconds, 5 seconds, you can set it. Timer, that is what that is. Aspect ratio is how big, how wide, how high, how tall our images could be. You can set it as well in the setting. Motion picture, you can set if you want to do slow motion, you want to do some other effects. And it's on our phone, it's on our device. All these things are there. There's no really magic like that. We have to participate to get the best out of this gadgets. Effects are there. Then we have portraits, we have photo, we have video, we have more things on our phones. You can see it in this gadget. So when you turn on your camera, tap the settings icon if you have it there, but it should be there, just like it might be above or beneath, you will see it there. And the round, the center one, which is that white one, is where the miracles happen, where you take the shot and then it works. Okay, so you can also turn on flash and off it. You can switch our camera. Yes, from this side, in the down part of our camera, you will see gallery, which is other images we have taken before that is stored on our system, on our gadgets. And beside it, in the middle, I said, is where is the shutter, where you press and it takes the image. But beside it, you will see an arrow that goes up, down. That is where if you want to switch your camera to the front or to the back, if you want to switch your camera to the front or to the back, depending on what effect you want to achieve, you can switch it here and there. So we can practice that at home, please, because of time. Yeah, the next one is sending voice notes on WhatsApp. WhatsApp is one of the top 3 social media platforms that people use from research. And so because of some in-depth things in WhatsApp, it's easier for us to use WhatsApp a lot for voice notes instead of typing every message you want to talk to somebody about. I don't know if some of us use the voice note very well, or some of us just prefer to type, or some of us don't have an idea. So this image, we can practice that on our own. I don't want us to open the WhatsApp app so that it will not distract us and when you are doing the voicing. So open the WhatsApp app, select any chat you want, maybe with somebody you already had a chat with, probably with me, if you've had a chat with me. So you just click on Stella. And then when you have that, it's going to bring our chats. And beneath it, below it, you will see where you can type message. It says message. And you will see a microphone beside it. That microphone, there are 2 ways you can do this activity. But I will tell us only one, which is the better for this training. So sometimes you can just swipe the microphone up. But whatever you say, most times it will just be sent automatically. You won't be able to listen to it. So that's why I'm not using that method for this class today. So make sure you click on that microphone and hold it. Don't swipe it, just hold it. Say everything, every message you want to pass across to that person. And then when you are done, release your finger, your hand. The message has not been sent, but it is there. You can play it to hear it yourself first, just in case you want to delete it and start again, maybe there was an error, maybe there's an information you didn't put, at least you will know before you send that message to somebody. So you can send a voice note to somebody, if it's to me or anybody, if you're practicing, and say, hello, I'm trying to learn how to use WhatsApp notes, and I'm just using our chat as a sample. Stella said I should try it, and I'm giving that shot with you. And that is fine. Please, it's important to know that you need to stay safe. Continue to stay safe. I'm still emphasizing, just like from our previous class, stay safe using your devices. We are seniors, we are learners, we are improving, we are participating now more than before, and it's important to protect ourselves. If we avoid using all these gadgets completely, that doesn't still mean we are safe. It is important we participate so that we'll not be naive, we would have knowledge about it, and we'll protect ourselves more by knowing, not by being ignorant, which is not really safe for us. Please, when you are asked to create password, don't use your date of birth, your name, your birthday, the year, and all those things. They can be guessed from other details you have entered somewhere before. Use a password that is strong. Some will tell you 8 characters, 5 characters, 12 characters, and the like. Some will tell you to combine it with some symbols and numbers and letters and this and that, just to make sure it is not easy to guess by somebody. So don't put 1922, 1002, or 1002, 1988, and all those information is easy to guess. Make sure you give passwords that are strong, that you can remember, but difficult to guess. Avoid sharing your password and security details with other people. Even abroad, even if it's your children and they don't have the letter of attorney to be your representative, you don't even share your password with them in some situations. So avoid it with anybody, except it is very, very important. Avoid sharing your password and security details with people. Whenever you're not using your gadget, please make sure you keep it locked. Either computers, smartphones, tablets, keep it locked. Using fingerprint, PIN, which is four letters, 4 numbers, or even face recognition, or anything that we can keep our gadgets with. Some apps are necessary to be updated. Some softwares are necessary to tell you to update this software for optimal usage. It is important to keep on updating when they ask, and you verify that it is from the trusted source. Don't click on links or open attachments from people you don't know. Even the people you know, check the email very well and be sure. Don't click on links. That is how hackers come in most of the time, to get into our information and use it for negative things. I would also let us know that being safe online is just as important as you learning to use your devices. Always protect yourself. Be cautious of messages that come in from people you don't know, and even double check with people you know. If something doesn't seem right with you, it's okay to ask external person to check for you. Always trust your instinct when something is right or not. Building digital confidence helps us to grow through practice. Let's keep on exploring without fear. It's okay to make mistakes. Yeah, I've made mistakes a lot and I learned from them digitally. It's also okay to ask questions. It doesn't reduce our worth when we don't know it. It's okay to ask questions when needed. It is important to practice at least one new digital skill every day. One new thing on that your device every day. Let's keep learning. Let's keep experimenting. It may end up positive, not fully positive, but we learn from it. If there is a need to seek external support, let us seek external support. Please be patient with yourself. Any small success you have digitally, please celebrate it. You deserve it. You really deserve it. And I also celebrate you when you make such success. In conclusion, computers, smartphones, tablets are tools that make our life easier. Today, we have taken an important step towards becoming more confident with the devices we have with us. Remember, it's never too late to learn. Every small step that we take counts, and I celebrate you. I celebrate you. Your efforts, your activities are celebrated. Keep practicing, keep asking questions. seek for help when needed, and enjoy discovering what your devices can do. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I hope this session leaves you more confident, more informed than ever before. Thank you so much for attending today.